how that's like is a perfect segue for me. Like what okay, so let's start by saying, like, because you are a female in the community and you're the minority, right? There's less females doing cardistry, doing magic and things like that. And, I always try to bring this up when we do have a female guest on. And how is it navigating through that kind of, I guess, male dominated field? And, I'm sure you get annoying messages on, do you have a boyfriend, or how old are you, or you're single, or just, how do you navigate through that? And what do you have to say to, those people,
Well, I think, every female cardist can agree that we've all gotten like messages at some point from a male cardist asking if we've got a boyfriend, if we're single, these kind of questions. And, it's just not something that's necessary. Like, I wouldn't message a guy that does cardistry and be like, do you have a girlfriend? That's not something I would do. It's quite difficult to navigate through, to be honest, because there's not really too much, like, as a girl you can do about it. You're just kind of, if you get these messages, what are you actually meant to do? Like, block the person. That's your only really option. And don't get me wrong, like, the vast majority of the cardistry community are so supportive and treat me just the same way that they would treat any other cardist, and I really appreciate that, because that's what I want from it. I just want to be treated like every other cardist out there. I don't want any like special treatment. I don't want any of these messages. If you're going to like compliment me, compliment my cardistry. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to shuffle cards. I'm not out here to find a boyfriend through cardistry. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's not what I'm about. So
yeah, for sure. I think if it comes down to it, guys, if you have the urge to message any female in the cardistry magic community or collector community, just don't do it about, unless you want to talk about cardistry, magic, and things like that. If the female messages you, if you're single or whatever, different story. But I would don't go sending female cardists and magicians and females in the community trying to find out information about their
exactly, because if
their personal life,
it would be weird if I were to do that. Do you know what I mean? To like a guy, so why would they do it to me? I think 100%. This is something that's not really spoken about ever, to be honest, and that's probably because the community is heavily male dominated. So there's not many females to talk about it, and I feel like it's something that I think should be discussed more, to be honest, because I think as a female, and I'm sure other female cardists will agree, it's something that does make us a bit uncomfortable, and it's important to talk about it. So if any guys are watching this and they think, oh, I do that, don't. That's all I've got to say.
You can't get much better advice than that. And I think coming from Tyler and him and I have talked about this, and we're huge advocates for for treating women in the community, obviously, just like they treat anybody else. And dudes, like, as guys, we need to be more like respectful and understand how to treat women. It's definitely something that as a man, you're not really taught. I mean, I guess you're taught if you're brought up the proper way, right? But in our society, we're taught a different way, and I don't know along what way people were taught that that's okay. But just as guys, like, let's definitely try to treat everybody in the community with respect, especially the females. We don't want to make them uncomfortable, and just stop doing it.
Agreed completely. And I appreciate you guys like bringing that up, because it isn't, like I said before, it's something that's never brought up, and it should be. So it's good to talk about, and it should be spoken about more, and people shouldn't be uncomfortable to speak about it.
100%.
Yeah,
Steve,
from here on out, let's do it.
Well, and during the pre-show, Steve, I was saying, like, even posting the stories being like, ask Katie anything, like, I got inappropriate questions and comments for her, and I'm sitting there and I'm like me being a guy, I wanted to like respond and be like, are you kidding me right now? Like, where's your head at? it's shocking.
Like some guys in the community might be watching this and thinking, oh, like that doesn't happen because they don't do that themselves. But I'll tell you, had one guy that kept messaging me on and on and on, kept ignoring it. And then I checked my email one morning and he'd somehow like gotten my email and started emailing me. So, you know, that's the stage when it gets very strange, and it's just, it's really kind of discouraging. It makes me not enjoy being in the community as much as I could, because like if I didn't have that kind of thing going on, you know, I'd be able to just relax and enjoy it so much more.
Yeah. Well, let's just keep talking about it. Let's not hide it. I think, you know, and it's not really comfortable for, I think it's just, you know, women, I would assume, I know, obviously I don't know, but I think if I was a woman, I would want to ignore it as well, you know, just hoping that it goes away. But I think what it comes down to is, you know, if as females, if you guys get stuff like that, share it, like put them on call, you know, put it out there. We'll share it, like share it to me. I'm more than happy to call people out. I love doing it. Like, you know, I do it all.
People out. So.
I do it all day long. If people are, I'm all about understanding people and hearing their side of the story. But if they're going to be disrespectful and stuff like that, I will be more than happy to call them out, especially if they're men mistreating, you know, females in our community. You know, so let's definitely call it out and keep it being talked about. You know,
definitely,
100% agreed. I mean, I think you know that the biggest thing there is this is a community, and for this to be a community, a healthy community, we all have to treat each other respectfully and look out for each other as well, and you know, do our best to make each other aware when things are not copacetic within the community. So,
I think every one of our listeners, especially the ones that are, you know, are in the chat right now, they're all being like, yes, you know, I think, you know, all of these people that we have totally agree, and you know, they'll back you up, and they'll back the females up in this community. And you know, and I've seen it before. People say sexist things and they're called out, and you know, and I think that's what we just have to keep doing, is calling those people out and hold them accountable. And whether it's a company or whether it's an individual, we just need to do it.
And as like cardistry grows and gets bigger, there's just going to be more and more females that are entering the community. So, you know, it's something that definitely needs to stop before more girls start getting into the community and making everyone uncomfortable, to be honest, because it's not something anyone wants. So yeah, no, completely agree with everything that you guys have said.
You know what you could do? I have the perfect way to make guys uncomfortable. Just, you ready for this one? Just keep doing what you're doing. The minute a female is better at a guy at cardistry, they get uncomfortable. And that's when they start getting like really like insecure and, you know, posting stuff. But just keep doing what you're doing, and just that's the thing that, you know, guys are really insecure about, is a girl looking better, right? Just keep crushing it, because what you're doing in cardistry is amazing, and we stand by it, and we'll support it all the way for sure.